Okay, so I'm making this recording in my car because I was a little bit too embarrassed to make this recording inside of the house. I didn't want my dad to hear me speak like this. Okay. This is my experience with the Incubus demon. Um so I've been having these nightmares. It's not nightmares, it's very realistic to me. It looks very real. Is I can see my room perfectly clear and I can't move. And so it all started with the demon when I was 14 or 15 and I was in my bed and then I went to sleep and then I felt like something started moving my legs. Um it's not like a physical. Okay guys, I just heard something like it was like dripping or like water dripping. I hear it again. That's weird. It keeps stopping every time I turn around. Okay, so it started when I was a kid, and it started moving my legs, open and close. As I was laying on my back, it was moving my legs open and close, and it was very slow, and it was strong. It was strong enough to move them, and like it was up to me to stop it, to tell it to stop. I didn't actually feel a physical fingers on my leg, but I felt it was a force. But a couple times I stopped it, and other times I didn't, cause I'm like, no, whatever. This is kind of funny to me. I actually thought it was funny. In my paralysis, actually was I was laughing. I was laughing because it was hilarious, and then, well, it wasn't that funny, but in dreams, it could be like there could be like it just somehow feels like you're kind of drunk or something. But I didn't stop it, so I guess that wasn't okay. Because as a kid, like I was extremely like, I was kind of excited as a kid. I was kind of, super horny, I should say. I mean, I guess like all kids were. So I guess it was kind of funny to me. And and it did that for the longest time. I believe like when I was 19, I was actually laying down with my hands on the bed. So I was in like a dog position, and my chest was lying on the bed, and I wasn't able to move at all. So this is still sleep paralysis, and everything looked very real. Everything looked very real, and I felt like something like it was like energy, and it went in my butt. It went in my butt. It went in my anus. Excuse me. And then it went in my anus, and then it's like it just felt like it didn't feel like a physical object. It just felt like energy. And and so I was just in a dog position. I couldn't move, and I was just getting it from behind apparently. At first, like I tried to stop it, and at first I didn't think I could. And when I was you know in that bed, sleep paralysis was kind of hard for me to wake up from, like at 19. It was almost impossible when I was a kid, but now I could wake up from it like easily, uh um easily now. But when I was 19, it was still kind of hard, and so I woke up. So that's been happening for like once a week, every week. It came back and then it's just energy, and then it's just energy. And then one time I was like, you know what? This is wrong. This is wrong. I think a few years later, I'm like, you know what? Frig it. I'm going to tell it to stop. I'm going to close my legs or whatever I could do, because I know that sometimes I could move very limitedly. And so I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to tell it to stop. And it couldn't do anything anymore. Couldn't do anything anymore, and it had to go. It went. And then the very next night, it came back and it was pissed. And it was pissed, and then it went in anally again, and then it started pounding me so hard the bed shook. The bed shook. And I pissed it the frick off. And like, this is all of this is happening. And then me as a human being, I'm not thinking about like when I'm awake, I don't think about, oh my gosh, she's gonna come back and it's gonna hurt me or something like that. I don't think that. I didn't think that, oh, it's gonna hit me back hard. I didn't think any of that. When I had that dream, it came back and did that. How the world like how the world does it do that if I'm not thinking about it? I don't know if these things are real, but it's like real creepy. What else? What else did it do? I remember at one point it was sitting down in a chair. No, I remember at one point that I also in this dream I also disagreed with what it was on. I was like, no, stop it, and yet it still continued to rape me. And then I remember that it stopped, and next thing you know, I saw like a figure like of a person sitting down in a chair, and like he was hard, and so like I just climbed on top of him, and then I just went in vaginally or something, vaginally. That's what it. And so I realized that it was just trying to control me to having sex with it, and so like it tried to make me feel like I was in control, and so like that was the only way to trick me. And another time when I told it to stop again, um, I was like, stop. And then it stopped. And then I was like, move slowly. And then it moved slowly. I was like, this just felt like an energy. Make the energy bigger. And then it made its, energy penis bigger. Make it smaller. Then it made it smaller. It's like I was controlling it. But they say that incubus are intelligent. So, like, you're not actually controlling it. It's controlling you because that's what it wants to do to you. And so, like, I thought that was really, and so I woke up confused because I was like, is that me doing that? Or is that the incubus? Is it real? I woke up confused, but then I realized that it probably was not me. It's probably just, like, really intelligent. And then I don't know. And then, like, later on, I don't know, like, when I found this out, I must have been, like, maybe 20 or something. But this was around the same time. But I found out it can also read my thoughts, because in my dream I couldn't actually tell it out loud by speaking. I thought it in my head. I'm 23, by the way. It doesn't look like it, but I am. Um it's that smart. Like, it knew what I was thinking. It knows what I'm thinking, like, all the time. So like I was so confused when I woke up. I'm like, is that me? What the frick is wrong with me? Like, who does that? And now, last week, it came back, and then I saw it. I actually saw, this wasn't just like a illusion or something into a different, like a different room or something like that, because like it feels like to me like there's a difference between actually seeing the person in my bed and like having being shut off in like some sort of um illusion world, like a just a dream, like being shut off in a dream. That's what it okay. So I saw it sitting at the end of my bed, and he was completely naked, and he was crouching between my legs. As I was laying down on my stomach, he was crouching between my legs, and I looked over and I saw it. And he was handsome. He was handsome. He was a handsome guy. But the only thing is that he was a small, he was small. He was probably like at least like 5'4", 5'5", maybe. But he was tiny, and he was very skinny. But he was attractive. Um, and so it crawled on top of me. Like, and I was like still laying on my stomach, on my back, and it crawled on top of me, and then it stuck me. But it stuck me, you know, in my vagina. It stuck me there. It didn't actually go in anally. It stuck me in my vagina. I was like, what is going on? And so like he started going, and then it hurt. Actually, it was hurting, but it didn't hurt that much. It was kind of enjoyable. Oh, by the way, I'm a virgin. So like if any of this actually happened, I would know. Let's just say like there was a guy that broke into my house or something. If this actually happened, I would know. But like if he started going, and it felt kind of good, and it hurt. And so at this point in my dream, I actually had limited control of myself. So I turned over, and then he was on top of me, and then he kissed me. And then I realized that his lips, they were stiff. And I'm like, his lips are stiff. And then he looked at me like shocked. He was like, and then next thing you know, I kissed his lips again, and I saw that they were soft, and I felt that they were soft. So it's like he's still in my head. He's trying to perfect how a human should be. And then like for the first time ever, while he was on top of me, he came. It's like he came. This is all like just like an energy feeling. But like I felt like by the way he was acting and the energy inside me that shook, he came. That's the first time that ever happened. I guess it's because it's the first time I was ever actually 100% with what it was doing. And so like the very next night he came again. By the way, I haven't seen that Incubus for like 2-3 months when this happened to me, because I usually see it like every week, but that time it was like 2 and 3 months. So I had no idea why it took so long to come back. I mean, well, that's not actually a negative thing, because well, those Incubus they're bad. And so anyway, the next night it came back. I guess it couldn't stay away. I don't know why. And it just went in like just anally again. And then I looked behind me, and then it was taller. It was actually freaking taller, and it had skinny guy, but it was still skinny, and it had skinny guy muscles. It's like because yesterday when I thought about that, when I thought about how it actually showed itself to me, I'm like, oh my gosh! In my next dream, it's gonna come back with tons of muscles. It's gonna grow even more. But no, like of course, like it's a type of gradual thing. It's a gradual thing. And like when I was awake, I didn't think about gradually. I just thought it just came big and tall and with muscles. But it didn't. Gradual makes more sense. And he was like crouching down at the end of my bed again, and like I felt the energy as it was crouching down, like besides my feet. So it's like it was in me, but he was crouching down over there. And so I was like, ow, 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 ow. And it's not because of the energy didn't feel good inside. It's just that I felt the pressure, the lower middle of my back, and it hurt because I felt this pressure before. He actually put pressure on my neck when it was kissing it. He put pressure on my head when I actually started playing music in my head, because like in these dreams sometimes I can play music and I can hear it. But it didn't like that. It didn't like it, and I felt pressure on my head, and I felt the same pressure in my back, but although it didn't really hurt that much. In the middle of my back, my tail in the middle of my back. But not the middle, but like in the lower. But and that's what happened. And so I'm like, ow, it hurts, stop, ow, it hurts. And this thing got so pissed. I don't know like what I was thinking, because I guess because of the last dream. Maybe I thought they actually kind of liked me or something. I know it was weird. I should have just woke up, but they didn't. And then they got pissed, and then it threw me off my freaking bed. It got that strong that it threw me off my bed, and then I saw it walk away. I saw it walk away. And when it walked away, I saw like another demon come out with a bat, and it looked like it wanted to hit me, but in this dream, like, I was actually up. I can actually move, and I just walk right through it, because I'm like, frick that. I'm an adult, frick, I'm an adult. But here it was so pissed that it literally threw me off the bed. Like, it threw me and the mattress at the same time, and then I landed on the mattress. Yeah, and then what else happened? Then it started dragging me in my mattress, and my room at this point looked completely different. It was actually elongated, and it wasn't like furniture and all that in it. There wasn't a lot of furniture. It was just really creepy. And I don't know what's gonna happen next time, but that's my experience with it. I don't know if they're real. I don't know if they're false. But there's a lot of things that happened to me that I didn't like actually think of. I don't. It's really tricky, and it's kind of creepy. I mean, well, it is very creepy because it looked realistic. Bye, guys. Let me know what you think.